You have a few people that surround you, that you live with, that have been very beneficial to you and have been, in my opinion, propelling factors in your growth and development, starting with mom. Talk about how mom has been basically the rock for you and helping you out, helping you progress and whatnot.
Day one, I mean, she's always been there for me. You know, I do get mad at her a lot.
right off the bat, just, okay.
Like, I love her to death, but, you know, I'm always going to be mad at her sometimes. But, like, just, like, her, like, just pushing me.
Yeah. So I'm here with Jaylen Williams, 6'5", 6'6", tight end, or receiver / tight end, out of Bloomington, Indiana. And want to just dive into it first. You end up committing on June 8th to USF.
Right.
But there's a whole backstory as to how you got to that point. The first thing I always ask is just how did you get into football? And what was that process like? What did it look like for you just stepping into football?
So first, I mean, I was always a basketball player. So I didn't really take football serious, but I played in middle school. And then, but like I was just still like a hooper. Like I didn't really take it serious or anything. And then freshman year, I played it again just because like all my friends were playing it. And then I played a like couple weeks summer my sophomore year. And then I just wanted to stop and wanted to focus on basketball. And then next year, it was new coaching staff, all that. And then junior year, it's kind of when I started to take it serious. And that's when I wanted to like play at the next level with it.
Making a conversion from basketball to football, how was that for you? Because the word is that you actually were a decent basketball player.
Yeah, that was nice.
How was that conversion for you?
It was different. Like some of my basketball skills like kind of converted into football and everything, but like a lot of it was different. Like when I started working with you, like all the footwork, I was looking terrible, and just like the simple stuff.
When you now go back to basketball, because when we first met with mom, we talked about just how good you were at basketball. Because you know most football players aren't that good at basketball.
Yeah.
But you were solid in basketball.
Yeah.
How was that experience being good at something and then having to leave something you were good at to play something that was completely new? Just because the percentages made more sense in a different sport. Like, you were good at basketball. How good were you actually? This is your time to...
I was all right. Like, I lacked confidence, I would say. I lacked a lot of confidence. But I feel like once I got like older, my confidence started to get there. And then that's whenever I just kind of left it. Started like to lose love for it.
So, I don't even recall what the month was. It had to be late November, maybe December.
Yeah, around there.
When me and mom talked on the phone. And, you know, you can tell that there were some, just not questions, but just trying to figure out how this thing works on this side. But mom was a full-fledged basketball mom, like taking you to AAU trips and stuff like that. How deep were you guys invested in basketball before you made a conversion?
I would say we were probably like 100%. This is what I wanted to do at the next level, but like slowly I started to lose like that want for it. But like I played it all my life, so like that's what we were used to.
What made you convert? I know we've had a conversation, so I know that conversation was kind of swung things in a positive manner, but what made you make the conversion? Because a lot of basketball players who have your size at 6'6", your weight, all of that stuff, they're still hesitant to make a decision to move over,
right? Just
because of the unknown.
Right.
What made it easy for you to make that decision to move over?
Well, I mean, I've always been told my whole life, like there's a million 6'5", 6'6" basketball players. But like for football, there's not a lot of them. So like I thought, like my mindset was like I could take advantage of that and like kind of just like use what I have already and then just like add on my skills by like working with you and everything.
But you also had, before you made the conversion, you had football scholarships. Am I right or wrong? Or did you have basketball scholarships?
I did have football scholarship, but it's like D2.
It was D2 schools. And so you had some involvement with football at the next level. It just wasn't at the level that
Right. Without
you had
work.
that. But when you transitioned, there was some quick growth that happened, but then also I think you benefited a lot faster than what you probably thought you would benefit from the transition. And maybe it didn't show off in offers right away, but then just like the translation of your skill set to playing football, whether it was 7-on-7, whether it was just training sessions, how were those training sessions that we had beneficial to you from just a foundational standpoint? Like, what did that do to your confidence to keep you going in the right direction?
So like I started off slow, like terrible. Like obviously I didn't know what I was basically doing because I never had any real training for football or anything. I just kind of would go out there by myself or whatever. But I would say like the people I was around definitely helped with that. Basically like everybody wanted it around me. So like it kind of like helped me want to get to that point as well. So it's basically, yeah, just like the
Now, talk about the people that
environment,
which is critical in anybody's process. But talk about the people that surround you. So you have a few people that surround you that you live with that have been very beneficial to you and have been, in my opinion, propelling factors in your growth and development, starting with mom. Talk about how mom has been basically the rock for you and helping you out, helping you to progress and whatnot.
Day one, I mean, she's always been there for me. You know, I do get mad at her a lot.
right off the bat, just okay.
Like, I love her to death, but, you know, I'm always going to be mad at her sometimes. But, like, just, like, her, like, just pushing me.
Yeah.
But, like, that's just...
Now explain that, because I wouldn't expect you to just come off the...
Yeah.
Just come out and just say you was going to... So explain that relationship, because you do have, obviously, a mom and a son relationship that's really strong. Right. And she's real driving in terms of you saying that you want something. She's going to push you. She's going to try to do everything she can to help you. But then, obviously, you want to be pushed, but then sometimes you get tired. But so, explain that a little bit.
So I would say, like, when we first kind of came into, like, this football stuff, like, I didn't have a lot of time. So, like, we had to, like, really, like, push. Like, I had to be pushed. Like, I had to, you know, wake up, do all this, like, extra stuff that, like, maybe some people with more time didn't have to do. And, like, but, like, she definitely helped with that a lot. You know, I didn't really always like it, what she had to say and everything. But, I mean, I knew it would get me to, like, where I want to be.
Yeah, because she's organized, she's structured, right. She communicates really well.
Yeah, too well.
On point with it, like, so, like, there's like a legit structure in place for you to get where you want, and then she obviously does everything she possibly can to help you get to your point. But then you also have somebody in your corner that is maybe, well, obviously not mom, but maybe a little smaller version of mom at some point. But your sister G, talk to us about that relationship, because you guys were just golfing, what, last week?
Yeah, like 2 days ago.
2 days ago, okay.
Like 2-3 days ago. No, we got a good relationship. I mean, it's like that. We always fight, but, like, it's out of love. Yeah, it's out of love, of course. But, like, it's my number one fan. Like, she's always trying to, like, I can tell she really looks up to me a lot. So, kind of just, like, makes me want to be, like, a good example.
And Giovanna, actually, from my observation, is, I probably shouldn't say this on the record, but probably way more competitive than you are. I mean, would you agree? Would you agree with that?
Nah, I do agree.
Because she comes here, she trains every now and then. She's focused. Very hard for her to crack a smile when it comes to competition.
She gets that from me, though.
She gets that from you.
I always say that.
She gets it from you and does it better than you. Yeah. Cool. So talk to us about the whole just transition process. You played 7-on-7, coming from AAU. How different were the cultures of 7-on-7 and AAU?
AAU was more like a structured, I would say. It was definitely more like structured, like, not as like a sport, but like...
It's more established.
Right. Like, you got, like, scheduled games and all that. 7-on-7 is more like you train and then you kind of just going out there just to, like, work on, like, what you've, like, put the work in for. I had a lot of fun with it. I wish I could have played in more tournaments, like bigger tournaments and all that.
When you look at AAU and then 7-on-7 and you look at your size and what you can do in terms of just being a presence, how easier was it in 7-on-7 to be a physical presence with your ability to catch the ball, run around, than it was for you to be a physical presence in basketball, knowing that you were 6'5"?
Yeah. So like every time I walk into like a 7-on-7 tournament, I feel like there's not a lot of like 6'5", 6'6" like football players, especially at like a skill position. When I came to like 7-on-7, all that, like I definitely already had some advantages. Like, but with basketball, I mean, I was just a normal sized person on the court. But yeah, just me. Basically, my size just helped me a lot.
Because I still think that, and I've said this to a couple players that I've been in these interviews, but this is probably resonate with you really well. Who you are today is not nowhere close to who you will be once you get into a college program.
Right.
And obviously the schools that took a chance on you saw the potential, regardless of what the deficiencies were in terms of lack of film or whatnot, and more so blocking than it is anything. I believe that if you had 2 years under your belt or a year of blocking, I mean, we're talking probably about a national recruit right now, but that's not necessarily the case. With that being said, when you go through the recruiting process and you do see that you can be this physical presence, how did it make you feel to know that schools were interested in you in football, and a lot of them compared to basketball after you already made a decision to focus on football?
I mean, it definitely brought a lot of confidence. I would say way more than I had like in basketball. But I just feel like if I just had a little bit more time, I would definitely just be up there with like all them recruits and all that.
What makes you, typically I ask this at the end, but I'm gonna ask you now, what makes Jaylen Williams special? What makes him unique as a basketball player converted to tight end? What makes you unique? I know, but I want you to be able to.
I can use all my basketball skill, like some of the basketball skills that I used in basketball, and I can translate that to football at a really like high
level.
High level, yeah.
Track and the football. What size hands do you have? You have
like 10 and a half.
10 and a half hands. And you probably, the balls look so little when you.
Yeah, catching the ball easy.
It's easy?
It's easy.
How easy? Like, if you were.
I feel like I can catch the ball 9 times out of 10.
That's it, 9 out of 10?
10 out of 10 times.
So if you were on college sports, what would your catching be?
Like going against.
Like, what would your rating be for catching?
Oh, on like the game?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta be at like. Okay, well the game be doing them. I would say like I'll be like high 80s.
For catching?
I'll be high 80s, yeah. There's people with like 60s. Like normal.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you had to choose, you would choose in the 80s?
No, if I had to choose.
If you had to choose, what would your rating be?
Oh, I would say like a 93.
That's it? Yeah, you're not that confident. Because mine's would be a 98.
98.
Minimum. You've seen me catch, but
I have. That's why I'm.
Talk USF a little bit for us. You committed June 8th, and how many visits did you take prior to?
Like probably like 3 or 4.
3. And what were your top schools at that point before you committed?
I would say USF. I would say Pitt, and who was that third school?
Was it Ohio? Was Ohio one?
Ohio, that's right.
Ohio was one of them?
Yep. It's probably them 3.
What made you commit to USF? Obviously, Coach Golish is there. He came from Tennessee, building something up there. But what made you commit to USF?
I mean, I would say the connection I had with with Coach Taylor. I mean, that was one of the reasons. They also, so like, as a tight end, I don't see myself like lined up in the like.
In line.
In line. Like I see myself like more outside, and like just being able to like do that, like catch the ball out there and lined up, not like with my 3-point stance or whatever.
But you could you'll be able to do it.
Right. But I just say like the way they wanted to use me, I say that would probably big factor.
But last year, what school was it? Bloomington? Which one? You were at North. This year you're at South. I always confuse those two schools.
Yeah.
But this year at Bloomington South, how's been the transition to Bloomington South? How's been the coaching staff? How's been the environment, the peers? How does that help you in the goals that you desire? As we'll ask you and talk to you about what the goals are that.
Bloomington, so coming from Bloomington North to South, it was definitely a big transition, I would say. The weight room, that's where I'm gonna start off with, because I mean, that's kind of like, if you're from Bloomington, like, like, that's what like South is kind of known for, like their hard workouts. The weight room and the coaching, I would say, help like with the transition a lot. Like the workouts really hard, and like the hard coaching that they have over there. And also just being disciplined. Mm-hmm. It's a really disciplined school, I would say. Like they're known for winning. Yeah. They're also known for just like being disciplined and winning football games, I say.
Talk about, I want to hear you speak about, because there's a lot of people that, well, when they watch this, especially players that are going to go through what you just went through, they want to know from experience, like how you felt, what were you thinking when you went through this? Tell the people how you felt as you went through recruiting, and then what's some advice that you would give about the recruiting process, being that I want to call it lucky. I mean, you were blessed, obviously, with the size to make a transition and be somebody that will be coveted in football. Mm-hmm. What's some advice you would give to somebody who is going through the recruiting process that may play basketball, that may be considering a jump to football, or may be hesitant because of the uncertainty of it?
I would say just, if you really want to play football, like if you're coming from basketball or another sport and you really want to like kind of put your all into another thing, you really got to work at it. Like there's going to be days where you don't want to do nothing, or like you don't want to work, which that's normal. I mean, we kids, so like.
How different, because I think one of the fear that players have is the whole adjustment, like transition to the physicality of football. You've never, I don't think you had that issue.
Nah, not at all. I've been hit a couple times, definitely, but I would say like it's nothing crazy. Mm-hmm. I mean, basketball, it's not a contact sport, but like it can be. But like football, obviously known for like all the big hits and all that.
You also haven't been in college yet.
Yeah.
You haven't gone against 275-pound defensive ends yet.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah. So I mean, I haven't experienced it fully, I would say, but I've experienced a good amount to where I can say like I played receiver in high school, so like I wasn't getting tackled that much or anything, and if I was, it was just by like some DBs, like some little DBs, but.
Little DBs?
Yeah. But, I mean, I would say, like, if you can play basketball, you can go out there and play football. And you're going to be fine.
At your size, for sure.
Yeah.
What type of basketball player were you? Because, I beat you in a shootout.
No, you didn't.
I beat you in a shootout.
You lost.
I had to prove it. Whatever, I technically won, and then I had to prove it, and then I missed it. But I won.
And then I proved it, and I gamed it. All right.
Okay, but... so I watched you play. You can't shoot a little bit, but what type of basketball player were you? Were you like?
So
because when I was shot was a.
So definitely no. This is actually a good question. So when I was younger, I was always like person who just sat in the corner and just like would shoot in the corner. Like I was kind of like I just had low confidence.
Very ineffective. Go ahead.
I just had like low confidence when I was younger, definitely. But like once I started to get older, my body started to get bigger. And like I started to get stronger and I could see it. That's when I kind of started to like, I was still like a shooter, but I transitioned more to like a slasher. Mm-hmm. Like more to like get to the rim, all that.
What type of football player are you? What is USF? I know you're ready for this question. What is USF gonna get from you?
Somebody that can make plays, somebody that can, is gonna block for my team when I need to, but also go out there and catch the ball. And then somebody who can also be a leader, a silent leader, I would say though.
Explain silent leader.
So
it seems like it's kind of a cop-out. Huh? It seems like it's kind of a cop-out when you say silent leader.
What does that mean?
It just kind of mean that you want to shy away from leadership a little bit.
Nah.
Kind of hard to be a silent leader.
Silent leader as in like, I'm going to make plays and then I'm going to work hard in practice like every day.
Example.
Exactly. I'm going to lead by example. And then obviously I'm going to speak up when I need to. I'm a quieter person, so I'm not gonna be the type to just always be talking like that kind of leader.
Wait, so
what?
you're a quiet person?
No, like I'm a quieter person.
Okay, because they all come off like that, but then I got to know you.
Yeah.
Quiet is not the case so much for you. You talked earlier about environment and just how environment has influenced you to pursue where you're going. Talk a little bit about the environment where, when you started to transition in 707, you started to be around players that were having success, but then it didn't take away from you. It actually added to you, because the players that was having success were players who had the same potential, if not a little bit less potential than you, just based on the position you play and things like that. But the Jaquadens, the Maddox, the Jaden Van Pelts. Talk about when you started, the Maliks, when you started to hang around them. How did that help you in your process to see players that are doing exactly what you desire to do, and then being able to be around them? Because you're around them quite a bit when we went to 707.
I would say we played in some 7-on-7 tournaments with all of them, but like I would say more so like for training, just like how hard they work. I'll say they do work hard, all of them. And like whenever they're on the field, you know, they're gonna walk in and like take everything serious and basically just be about business. But like when they're off the field, you know, they all cool.
Let's talk about a Florida trip that we just had in Tampa, and you were playing a video game. You were playing a video game.
Yeah.
And there was, I think it was like an 11-year-old dude that beat you.
Talking about the one I beat that nobody else beat?
No, you beat him, or did he beat you?
He beat me the first time.
Okay, but he beat you when it mattered. In the tournament.
Wait.
Yeah, he beat you in the tournament.
He did beat me in the tournament.
Okay. So the competitive spirit that you have in video games, talk to us about that whole competitive spirit, because everybody thinks they're good, but then you got beat and you were visibly tripping. Go ahead.
I hate losing. I hate losing, especially, you know, like little kids. little kids. So I was definitely mad, but
shout out to Adonis.
Yeah. You know, I played him the other day and I was beating him with Ryan Williams.
Did you?
Yep.
Did you beat him?
I did beat him.
Okay, what was the score? Tell the people what the score was.
I was beating him by like 20.
Okay.
Like 20 when he couldn't see my plays. That's the only reason.
So he only beat you because he saw your plays?
Yes, that's the only reason he was beating me. He gonna see this. When you see this, that's why. But yeah.
How was that trip for you? Because again, it's, you know, traveling to go and just be on vacation is one thing, but traveling to actually go do something that is actually catered towards you going to where you want to go. Plus, it was the same city that you'll spend your time in college. How was that trip for you?
It was good. Just like being around everybody, having to wake up in the morning and like just go to work and then being kids. But at the same time, like when we have to put work in, we put it in. I mean, it was definitely like all the workouts were good. Overall, it was a good time.
And were you playing pool? How many times did I beat you in pool?
We was on a mini golf table, Dre.
No, I'm just saying, how many times I beat you?
Like twice.
I only beat you twice.
You beat me like 2 times.
It probably in like
no,
within
you
that
beat me
day.
Twice. How many times I beat you though?
Probably once.
Woo.
Probably once. And then you see how you made it? We were on a mini pool. I played on a mini pool table just like you had to play on a mini pool table.
If we was on a real pool table, I would have never lost. I never lost on a real pool table.
Okay, whatever. Well, competitive, but you do take L's. And
everybody do.
And basketball, the only thing you beat me in that weekend was that week was that basketball, because the rim was like
we were playing pig, and you guys didn't let me inside the paint.
Yeah, I mean, it was a 7-foot rim. You're already 6'6", so you don't got to do much. And he was trying to play with all you smaller dudes.
That's who was there.
Did you win?
I had 20.
Did you win?
I didn't finish the game.
Did you win? Just say no.
I didn't finish the game, so I could have won.
So you didn't win. All right. So talk a little bit about what is it that you want out of all of this. Like, we often start sports young, whether it's for the love of the game, whether it's just our parents throw us in there, whatever it is. But then as we get older, we start to find out, and I know you started to find out, that this thing quickly becomes a business, and is becoming more of a business at a younger age. So at one point when we were coming up, when you got to college, it was more of a business-oriented structure, and more so you couldn't see it. So you really only seen the football side of it. But then now with NIL and transfer portal and all these things that are happening surrounding it, it's becoming more of a business. So what is it that Jaylen Williams wants out of all of this stuff? Like, how do you see yourself leveraging the game of football to benefit you, your family, and your future?
I mean, I kind of already got something I wanted, which was just to go to college for free. Like over time, if I'm gonna be playing all the years or whatever, I want some money.
You want some money?
I want some money.
So you want to get to the league to get money?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I want some money, but not some money just to like blow through and all that. I was just talking with my mom yesterday about like investing in like stuff you can invest where you can make money monthly without having to like work for it.
Yep.
I just want to, do what I love, but at the same time, make money from it and invest it. So when I'm done with football, I can, live my life how I want to.
How good do you see yourself becoming? For the coaches who took a chance on you, for the coaches who maybe didn't take a chance on you, for the coaches for whatever reason, and really they don't matter as much. But how good do you see yourself becoming? Because I just wanted to be documented, honestly.
Yeah.
And then you grow into it. We look back at it, and he said this way. How good do you see yourself becoming?
I can see myself. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Every time I see some like tight end or like some player that's like ranked high or like got all these offers, I think I'm better than. I just haven't gotten all the experience or haven't had all the training or the years that they have. So I see myself at the top of the list.
High school, college, pro.
I could definitely see myself in the league or the work that I want to do to get there. Like if that's what I want to do, in these couple years.
What's your favorite NFL team? Or player?
My Jimmy Horn Jr.
What's your favorite player?
My favorite player.
Why?
Because he's underrated.
Okay.
He's real underrated.
What team is he playing for right now? I just want to see if you knew who he was. I thought you just throwing out, didn't know if you really knew. And talk a little bit more about why him being underrated is what attracts you to him. And then obviously him being underrated hits a nerve for you. And so there's some type of burning desire that you have. And I know that being underrated in whoever's eyes, it has an impact on and your drive on how you go about stuff. So talk a little bit more about that. Why does that drive you?
I wouldn't say I've been underrated my whole life. Like I'm not gonna say I've been underrated my whole life, but I feel like I've been overlooked sometimes, definitely. Just because like I know like when I go to these camps and all that, like I'm performing with like the top, but I'm not always getting the same looks as the top. So like Jimmy Horn, he was actually at USF before he went to Colorado.
He was.
I feel like he's more of an overlooked player because like he really contributed to that Colorado team, but since like Travis Hunter was on his team, he wasn't always looked as like the,
And Jimmy Horn was he drafted this year?
Yeah.
He was drafted this year, and he's doing really well from what you read in articles, and had a really solid career at Colorado too as well. So you and Jimmy Horn draw a comparison in the sense of, when you listen to what he's went through, Dad obviously was incarcerated, or probably I think still is incarcerated. So the physical presence of his father was not there as much as he probably would like. You also too have the same situation as it relates to just the physical presence of your father not being there. And we've talked about this a couple of times as we've gotten to know each other. But how has that impacted you, and what is your outlook and perception on that?
Like growing up, he was an alcoholic, but so like there'd be times where I wouldn't always see him. Like there'd be months where I wouldn't see him or whatever, but then I would see him maybe like the next month or something like that. But I would say just like as I grew older, I just learned kind of just more to like keep my distance, but like no love has like gone away. Like I still love him, but like I just learned to like kind of keep my distance because like some of the promises and stuff that he's made and all, like, it's not always come through. But I mean, that's just like how some people are.
How is that strengthening your relationship with mom, how is that helping your perspective of maybe one day when you have a family? Because it's all shaping you in some way.
Well, with my mom, I mean, it only grew us tighter. It only grew us tighter. But since he wasn't there, she always was there. And like, she was always like that person that, like, if I wanted a new pair of shoes or something, like I would text her.
Or a meal plan.
Yeah,
or
anything, let her know. But I mean, it only grew us tighter. There's no hard feelings like between them or anything.
So in the relationship with you and your mom, and I want to be obviously sensitive, but I think there's things that every child and parent, they have aspects of relationships that can help other people as they go through it. And what I'm starting to see is a lot more parents be a lot more critical of the environment that their child is going through and really protect, and it's going to sound bad, protect the investment of that child. And when I say investment, I mean every parent invests in their child. Not every parent, but parents, the ones that care, invest in their child, whether it's academically, athletically, just emotionally, physically, like in all these areas, in hopes and preparations for you to be better than what they maybe were. So that investment is not necessarily the return on money or, taking advantage of opportunity, but just seeing you grow. And I've seen that, your mom, obviously, she's very protective of you. She's very, very protective of Giovanna.
Yeah.
Not Giovanni, Giovanna. And she has every right to, like any parent, but there was times where you couldn't go over a friend's house, you couldn't spend a night, you couldn't do all that stuff. As a child, as a person growing up, maybe not understanding it, and then looking back at it, what was your thought process then, and what is your thought process now, and how did that help you? Because it helped you get to where you are going right now.
So like at the beginning, I didn't get to, do like the normal high school things as in like stay the night places, like go out or whatever. So like, I mean, it definitely sucked at first, but like seeing my results in football with like my weight going up and getting stronger, healthier, and like all like the offers coming in and all that, like kind of made me like respect and like see like what she was doing for me.
So when you go to college, obviously there's some things that you've been experiencing in high school from not going over to certain environments, not being around certain people, that should take you a little bit further than what it would if you didn't catch that lesson in high school. What has been the biggest lesson that mom has taught you in any field, in any endeavor or anything that you're doing? What has been the biggest lesson that she's taught you up until this point?
One of the biggest that she, continues to stay away from the wrong crowd. Because like what I have going for me is not like, there's not a lot of that in Bloomington. And me being different as in like in my race and all that, if I'm just around the wrong crowd, like maybe if I'm not doing anything, but since I'm around the wrong crowd and like I'm black and like most of them are white, it's just like I can get in trouble even if I didn't do anything. It can mess up my whole future. So she just like continues to say like,
academically, let's talk academically because you do well academically as well.
Yeah, I do pretty well.
What's pretty well? Because I
have a 3.2.
Okay, 3.2.
Yeah.
And then what are you gonna major in when you go to?
In business.
In business. Why business?
A lot of my family on my dad's side and my mom, she runs a business, so.
You can invoice your mom after this.
Yeah.
You can invoice your mom after this. Give us a 15-second, 20-second pitch as to what your mom does.
She runs a hair salon, specializes in MBR extensions. She's been all around the world for it. Greece, Dominican Republic, all that, Paris. So, yeah, she's the best of the best.
And where can people be? Because she just recently moved, right?
Yeah. She's located in Bloomington, Indiana, downtown, right next to like Social Cantina. I don't know the exact address, but
we gotta get the address because you can't fully invoice her if you don't give all the information that she needs for people to know. And does she do? Because I know you said you had natural curls. Does she?
She helps. She don't do it because it's natural. But she helps with like all the products because she knows all that.
Talk about your journey to gaining weight in this conversion. Because not only does she have a hair salon, she also specializes in drawing up meal plans.
Yeah.
We're not going to send the business her way to do it, but she does do it. Talk about that journey, because you were first, when you transitioned, you were a tight receiver. And then just looking at you and seeing what you could hold, it was just easier, honestly, which at the time that we had, it made sense to try to convert you to tight end.
Right.
And you had to gain, you probably didn't have to gain no more than 10, 15 pounds, whatever, but you started at 205, I thought, or
205 last
205.
season. Played at 205 last season.
And then you got to what was your peak this offseason?
218.
But talk about your weight gain journey and how you had to gain weight and whatnot. And we know you like to eat, but how was that for you?
It was rough at first, I would say, but then like through like the months, weeks, as I started like kind of train my stomach, I could like digest more food without being like, oh my God, like I can't move. But like definitely started off. We started. When did we start?
I know December. December was the first time.
It was probably around like December, probably like January. So like January, we just started like a meal prep. So like I would just wake up in the morning, you know, I'd have to like stretch and I'd have to eat. And then I would have my first meal in the morning, and it would just be like a couple eggs, egg whites, and like a little bit of peanut butter and an apple. It's like a normal little breakfast. And then right after first period, I would eat again. It would be like the meal prep that she prepped for me. It would be like chicken and rice or something, and like broccoli. And then for lunch, I'll probably like eat the school food. And then right after school, I'll go home and then eat another meal prep. And then late for dinner, I'll eat again. And it was just that continuously.
Over and over. How fast?
And then I'd also have to work out. Like I had to work out after school. But like I started to gain weight pretty quick, I would say. I would say the muscle didn't come that fast. But yeah, the weight.
The first time you came here and you lifted some weights, I was like, oh man, this is gonna be a long little journey. But talk about the preparation to camp season. Because you committed first week, no, June 8th. So June 8th was like first week and a half of camp season. Yeah. But talk about that preparation to it. I know, you know, when I first saw you, you were in here, I think we were doing a little 707.
Yeah.
I think we were doing some type of 707 deal. We had met that night too as well.
Yeah.
And it was me, you, Mom, and Jabril that met. And we just kind of talked through what it would take for you to get to that process. And that was in December, and then in June, you ended up committing. Was that process frustrating? Was that process too long? Was it, you know, what was it for you? What were your expectations going through it, knowing that you had the potential to be as good as you are? But what were you thinking throughout the whole process? Because I'm trying to stress patience to a lot of players now.
Yeah, so, I mean, definitely had to be patient. Definitely had to be patient because, like, I mean, I didn't start getting looks until...
Your first P4 offer was Pittsburgh, wasn't it?
Pitt, yeah.
It was Pitt. End of February.
End of February, so okay.
That was a while ago.
Yeah.
That was actually closer than...
Okay, so that was...
Yeah, that wasn't that bad.
That wasn't that bad, actually.
That wasn't that bad.
It did feel like a while, though.
So right now, what I'm trying to stress with players is just being patient with the process and just controlling what you can control. There's not... Building up anxiety for focusing on things that you can't control, it just does too much to you. And so you had to go through the process, but it seemed long, but it was a short window.
Short, yeah.
Most people, you know, there's people who still don't have what you have right now that's been doing it for 4 years. Yeah. So for you to start in December and then to commit in June, I mean, what is that? 6
months.
6.5 months or something like that around the timeline. Yeah. And it was hard for that. And so what were you thinking as you went through that process? Because you had to give up basketball completely.
Yeah, that was different, giving up basketball. But I would say just like going to all these visits, kind of expecting something out of them, but not always getting what I expected. But just like kind of keeping my head down and keep working because I knew something was going to come. But yeah, I would say just like staying patient and just, like keep working because like it's gonna come as long as you just keep working, put your head down. And
what were the things that when you look back at the recruiting process that you had, the short one, like what were the things that you were just like, man, like you were just really disappointed that maybe it didn't happen?
right.
You were maybe unsatisfied with the outcome of a conversation, or
Right.
like what were those things for you? And you can name the ones that come to your head. I know Purdue was one that bothered you.
So Purdue was one of them. I went there like 3-4 times just to get the same conversation every time. And I mean, I didn't. There was definitely another one. When we went up to Texas A&M, he was, texting me, sending me film, all that from the practices, and then we went up there just for him to be like, we don't have enough film. Yeah. So like, there's a bunch of like conversations that I thought were gonna go better than what they did, but I mean, that's just part of it. So
yeah. Any other ones?
IU. I mean, I was hoping. I mean, I did commit before I could camp for them, but I was hoping, like, since I was a hometown kid or something, they would come through. But yeah, Ohio State as well. I felt like I had a good camp. My blocking, obviously, I had never really worked on blocking, so it was something I need to work on. But I feel like, as in a receiving standpoint, I feel like I did really well there.
And to be clear, these are disappointments prior to the commitment.
Right.
Post-commitment, everything's solid, you're good, locked in. Yeah. But these are just things prior to.
Right.
And really just to help establish the connection between you and people that are going to go through this, because people are going to go through this. And what are some of the conversations you hit on? One of the coaches sending you clips of what to work on, but what was the one conversation where it was like, I know this is about to happen, and then all of a sudden, nothing? And how did that, because players want to be communicated to,
yeah,
and coaches do communicate, but sometimes coaches aren't as clear as they probably should be.
I would say Texas A&M, just because like the fact that he was texting me almost every day, and just like, I need you here. I'm trying to get to know you. Like, I'm trying to see you. Just like all this. And then I finally get up there and it's like, you could have just told me this on the phone.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah.
What advice would you have? This is a first time question. Mm-hmm. What advice would you have for coaches that maybe are watching and will watch as it relates to the type of communication they do have with players, and maybe making it seem as if it's one thing and then it's something completely other? Because the reality is, coaches know what they know if they're going to do this or not going to do this. They know. So what would you say as a player going through the process, receiving these type of conversations or communications? How does that make you feel, and what advice would you give a college coach?
The advice I would give for not leading a player on or something like that, if you're going to like text and call that person and like tell them something and then it doesn't come through, like it's just not.
You just be transparent from the get-go.
No, I'm wait, what?
Be transparent from the get-go.
Yeah, just being transparent from the get. Yeah,
because I know that solve a lot.
Just being transparent and not leading anybody on.
Because some of the schools that were interested in you were quite the distance. Like they were pretty far. So
right, and I mean we made the trips.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, another one, Miami. They kind of made me mad too. Yeah, but I mean, I like, they're cool though. They have a good coaching staff and all that. I feel like they were the most real. Yeah. I feel like they were the most real, but when it came down to like that conversation, it didn't come through how I wanted to. But yeah.
What does success look like for you going into your senior year, and then what does success look like to you going into college? Not your career, but just after this year, what is the group success is winning a state championship. Right. We know that. Right. What does success look like for you? How do you...
Like, what do I see myself?
What do you see yourself doing
this season?
Yeah.
I see myself... we are run heavy, but I see myself going at least... So I had like think I only had like 370 yards last year.
Yeah.
So I see myself at least trying to double that. I was just doing the little things, just like to help the team win.
What does success look like going into South Florida?
Oh, South Florida.
Making that transition to college, what does success look like? Okay, we know that your first year, let's say, you may not be a All-American tight end, right? Like there's a building process to get into that point, especially in that transition. But what do you deem as success? Like, is it gaining a certain weight? Is it being able to be consistent? Like, what is success for you?
I just see myself going in there, you know, like working hard from the start, getting my weight up because, you know, tight end is one of those positions that you gotta be able to play at like 240, 235. You can't come in there at 210 or 210 and be able to compete with those DNs and all that. But just developing the biggest part, just because I've switched from position. Just learning the little things, learning the playbook so I can, because you got to know the playbook, you gotta learn everything like that. And then eventually, like I say, I could get in there, try to get in there, get a couple plays, just try to see the field a little bit.
Yeah.
Try to see the field a little bit.
Is there anything that you have that you want to express to players from what you went through, what you feel like you will go through? What is one piece of advice as we conclude? What is one piece of advice you would give them as they try to go through this journey?
It's really just working hard.
Mm-hmm.
That's really all it is. I know everybody's gonna hear that,
Yeah.
but that's really just what it is. And like just doing the little things and having discipline, and also like having to make sacrifices of stuff that you want to do.